On his debut, Uppbeat wins at Spa.
It's Martinez in Montreal. David beats Goliath.
It's a true underdog story. John Evans wins at Mexico.
And it's Super Sam Corby who takes the PlayStation Championship.
FRA Ron takes his first WOR Championship. He is your Xbox champion.
And Jake Benham is a two-time WOR champion.
Dobbin around the outside operated line. Shut up! His contact again. Ron Hart is around.
Bethany, surely it's going to hear another dummy. He does.
15 races across 5 continents. From Brazil to Belgium and Bahrain to Britain. Soon this story starts. Across 3 platforms, hundreds will begin the quest. The quest in search of glory and the right to be called a WOR champion. Lights out, and we're racing in Season 12.
Forget your siestas, it is time for a WOR Fiesta as we welcome our viewers from around the world to Mexico City and to round 9 of this fascinating Tier 9 Championship here in 2022. Now we're live tonight from the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, named in honour of Mexican racing legends Ricardo and Pedro, but which of our drivers will we be honouring in just over 1 hour's time as the latest winner in this crazy championship? The circuit then coming in at 2.67 miles, this is one of the shortest laps on the calendar, with 17 corners, 7 to the left and 10 to the right, with 3 DRS zones to aid in overtaking, and with top speeds reaching well in excess of 200 miles an hour down the 1.2 kilometre long back straight. Mexico City may be home to the largest bull ring in the world, but it is the charge into turn 1 that we'll be watching with bated breath when the race gets underway in little over 25 minutes time. That's not the only place we need to keep an eye on today though. Turn 4 saw plenty of action in Season 11. Ron Haas, Square and Connor giving us this incredible 3-wide moment, and not to be outdone, how about this battle between Uppbeat and John Evans? On this occasion, the Red Bull man coming out on top against a 2-time F1 esports champion. The tyre compounds then, the C4, C3 and C2 are in use today, and expect to see plenty of that soft tyre during qualifying. While they may be much quicker, the high tyre wear around this circuit means we are likely to see an awful lot of the mediums and hards come the race. Now qualifying is underway, so let's head down to the track and see who will grab that all-important pole position for the Season 12 Mexico City Grand Prix. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to WOR Tier number 9. Here today with myself, XMDX, and we have a slightly different guest with us today. Normally we have Steve, he's unable to make it, so we've got Epic Freestyler in instead, if you want to say hello to everybody. Hi, there we go. As you can see, qualifying is already underway, and we have some rain here, unlike the little intro that we made. It's raining, we don't know obviously what the weather's going to do, if it's going to stay dry, if it's going to go even wetter, we haven't got a clue, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as qualifying goes on. Currently on board with Lud, he is going to be the first person to set a quick lap, so first time here, Epic, why don't you give us a little talk around this circuit, tell us about the challenges and what we need to look for today here around Mexico.
Mexico is a very difficult circuit in the wet. It already has track limits. You know, it's really strict on track limits in the dry, so it's possibly going to be even harder in the wet. But luckily, they will be going a bit slower, and they may not be going on the curbs so much. But the track has this S section that we're going through. It's a very difficult S section due to track limit. But if you just get it a bit wrong off the start, or even in the middle, you're going to lose a few tenths. Now, the third sector just goes pretty much straight into a hairpin. And then the last section is all about having traction and just who's most confident on the throttle, really. As Lud comes round for his lap, it's going to be a 25.8. Not bad.
Well, I'm glad you said not bad. I haven't got a clue how good that lap is, so...
Yeah, me neither. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, I believe we have one of the Alpines about to come through the final sector. That is FRT Josh. He has invalidated. We have one of the debutantes next, that's Elite Risk. He is also invalidated, so this isn't going too well. Let's go on board with Patrick. There we go. It says purple through the middle sector, but as we all know, the game likes to be a little bit generous with those, so we'll have to see if he is genuinely up or if it's a game just being a little bit glitchy. It's a nice bit of rotation there as we come towards the final corner. The Peraltada, can he get the car turned in? Yes, he can. And like you mentioned, trying to get nice traction off the corner. Keep it to the right-hand side, shortest run to the line, and it is a 26.2, 4 tenths off Lud, but a decent banker lap there for Patrick on what I believe is his debut.
Yeah, really good lap, especially, I don't think many people would have practiced tons in the wet because, you know, you just don't expect it to come at Mexico. But a good lap, you'll see at first there's going to be differences in lap times just because, you know, each driver's just got maybe more experience of the wet, or we may just see differences in just overall just how good they are. Now, the ice is now enabled. This means it's getting drier. This will be good.
It will. Definitely see those qualifying times tumble, and we'll be able to see some pretty decent qualifying efforts, I think. Let's see, who else have we got in here today? So obviously, you will be able to notice we are missing a few of our championship contenders. Obviously, we don't have Jacob, we don't have Mainbred here, so that is unfortunate. We've got John Boy Racing in the chat. What up, Smithy? I wish there was a channel where I could see more of your content. I like the cheeky little plug there, my friend. Yeah, I wonder where you could find more of my content. Maybe have a search on YouTube. But yeah, so we do have Big Boy. He is the first person currently out on a. You've got to get the plugs in, you know. Got to use this clout. Big Boy in the the Aston Martin, coming through the middle sector on the soft compound tyre. It looks like he is going to be the first one to test out these track conditions on the softs. Big Boy, he's only done 4 races so far, but he has got into the top 10 on 2 of those occasions. Obviously, it's going to be pretty easy to do today, considering we have 12 people. We are missing a few people, like I mentioned, but hopefully we will be back to a full grid next time out. For those of you who maybe are new around here, because I know you are, for example, at Epic, you've not, you've only had a brief look at the championship standings, so we'll run you down them before we go into qualifying. Jacob is our current championship leader. Like I said, he isn't here today on 118 points with Mainbred in P2. He's 25 behind. Third place, we have El Bowman. He, I believe, is here. Yes, he is, in the Alpine. He's 44 points off, so this is a big opportunity for him to try and close up in those championship standings. Jack is P4. He's been doing very, very well recently. Top 4 in the last 3 races and 4 out of the last 5. Definitely one of those in form at the moment. We've got WOR Valtteri. He's in P5 on 50 points, just ahead of Tommy Reel, who is also not here. Then DJ Perks, not here as well. Minx, Jan, and Big Boy are your current top 10 in the championship standings. We've seen a lot of people on the timing tower there, starting to switch over to softs and, interestingly, mediums for Patrick. Do you think anyone's going to try and go for the alternate strategy here, or do you reckon that's just it, picking the wrong tyre?
It's very difficult. It's very close. It doesn't matter if you go mediums first and then soft, or then soft, maybe medium soft. Because pretty much the times will be relatively the same. We won't see a big difference. But the big thing that will come out of it is if you start, for instance, 11th or 12th, you can start on mediums if you want. Or if you qualify inside as top 10 on mediums, you could start on them. Which does give a small advantage of that you can go longer. As F1 Andrew, the tyres. Bit strange.
I believe he's done that in the pits. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe he is, like we're saying, he is thinking about he wants to start on the alternate strategy. So he's just going to retire and maybe start and do an alternate strategy, maybe go for a one-stop. Like we mentioned in the little intro, the soft tyres around here, I believe the delta is like 1.3 seconds. It's one of the largest on any track on the calendar. However, the soft tyres absolutely melt during the race, so there could be a benefit to starting on the mediums. It will, it'll be interesting to track as the race goes on, but it looks like Lud, once again, is going to be the first person to try a lap, this time on the dry compounded tyres. So let's see how he gets on as he comes around the Peraltada.
Here he comes down on the longest pit straight and longest straight in F1 altogether.
Ooh,
and
we've got a stat.
And also in real life. Going down into turn 1, braking at around 100 meters. You have to get the car turned in. He gets it absolutely perfect to the apex. Very nice, using all of the track limits there, even all the way up to the exit. Very nice from Lud so far. Very good sector 1 time, as he does do a 28.7. An amazing sector 1 time, actually. As he comes around a little bit tight, as he does go out a bit wide, he is able to hold onto the lap. I believe he might have to back off. I'm not 100% sure on that. We're going into the S section. It's all about using all of the track limits you can, but while not invalidating. Now, he's going to get it perfect. That is very good, using all of the track limits. Now, coming into the final sector, this fast right-hander, which does tighten up quite quickly. He gets it very well. Now, into the hairpin, which again is another very tricky corner on this circuit now, through the right-hander that you don't really notice, and then into the final corner. Again, it's all about grip. Even more, I would say, on the soft, as he gets a 16.8.
Yep, a very decent lap to start off. We do have a question in the chat. What is the constructor standing? So I'll just quickly run you through those while we've got some people out on laps. Let's get on board with someone who is currently on a lap, who's not invalidated. We'll go on board with Elite Risk while we run through the constructors. So Alpha Tauri, the current constructors leaders, they're on 143 points. They are romping clear at the moment. We've got McLaren in P2. They are 51 points back. Then Mercedes 54 points back, and Alfa Romeo at 55. So those three teams separated by just 3 points. They're in a very close championship battle. We've got Ferrari in P5. They're on 54 points. They're a little bit further off, with Red Bull on 46. Alpine are next on 41, ahead of Haas on 35, and then Aston Martin and Williams at the back of the grid on 24 and 21 points, respectively. We have just missed Elite Risk going fastest with a 15.6. That is quite an impressive lap time, to be fair.
Very good. Very close to, although he does just invalidate, very close to sort of tier 4 times, the tier that I race in. Very close to sort of the sort of P8, P9 positions in that, possibly towards further back. Actually, I've just remembered, we were in the 14s, not the 15s. But still, good lap as his teammate, Zinity, goes even faster.
Yeah, the two Haas drivers both making their debut today, and those are some very impressive lap times. Getting very close to the 14s already, and obviously the track is only going to ramp up as this session goes on. Obviously we had a little bit of rain earlier, so as the track grips up, as it dries out a little bit more, I fully expect those times to tumble, and maybe we could see a driver into the 1:14s today. But like we said, very impressive from the two Haas drivers, both of them making their debut in Tier 9 today, as WOR Valtteri then pips them with a 1:15.197. Very good lap there from the Mercedes as they look to try and take a hold of P2 in the Constructors.
Or, I have to say, great lap from those top three, but I can't lie, WOR Valtteri just pushing Zinity just that tiny bit more, and this is what it all comes down to. Who can just sort of bear onto the pressure, and sort of for how long as well. I think the big thing we will probably see from these drivers is just who can sort of get the best out of their cars on the first run, but it's also all about making sure that you've sort of got the track knowledge for then that second run as well on those soft.
Yeah, 100%. This is... it's one thing I like to do when I lead races. As Jack actually goes even faster there. Just caught the end of his lap. He's on a 1:15.120 for McLaren. But back to the point I was making. One of the things I do tend to like to do is, like you said, do 2 runs. But with the high tyre wear around Mexico, it's going to be interesting to see if anyone can actually get benefit out of doing a second lap. Just because the tyre wear is so high, it takes so much out of the tyres that it may not be beneficial doing 2 laps. Something I have just noticed, Big Boy has gone into 5th. He is on mediums on a 1:16.5, so that's a very impressive lap considering the delta between those 2 tyres. And do we have anyone else? We've got Treat coming through the final sector. He is apparently purple through the middle sector, very close to validating, and he almost puts it in the wall there. Very nicely held though. See what he can do as he comes across the line. So 1:15.8, it's not a bad lap to be fair, puts him P5 right now, but with that massive slide at the end, there's definitely more time to come from him, I feel.
Patrick is coming round again. Is he going to go even faster? P5 again! P5 could be a very sort of tight spot for a lot of drivers, I think. Possibly. I'm just looking for somebody else who might be on a lap. Jack isn't on a lap. Doesn't seem like anybody else is on a lap right now. By what it seems, I think most people are on an out lap. But I have to say, you just push. It's just all about how sort of tense each driver gets, because of course the more tense you get, it just means that you're possibly going to feel the pressure, and you could possibly break under the pressure as well. And that's really the big thing around this circuit. How, will you go that extra, few inches just to gain that extra, thousandth of a second to try and take pole?
Yeah, 100%. It is a very tricky circuit. It may be one of the shortest on the calendar, but it is so easy to make a mistake. So many different types of corners as well, which I think is one of the big challenges. It's one of the tracks I always recommend to people if you are trying to learn the game, you want to get better. This is a really good track to practice. There's so many different kinds of corners. Going through the fast sweeps here with Leighton, who we're on board with. Then we're coming into this slow, medium speed corner at the end of Sector 2, and then you've got the very, very tight hairpin. It's a really good track, I think, for testing a driver to the limit on, like I said, every single type of corner in the Formula 1 game.
Yeah, I find this track difficult, mostly not even for, how much should you turn the car, when should you brake and go on the throttle. It's more track limits, which is the big worry around this circuit.
Yeah, 100%.
Lud just saves it in the final corner I just saw.
And goes
P3.
Goes P3. Very impressive lap. You can see that top four separated now by just a tenth and a half, so the usual tier 9 very, very close up at the top. Obviously, you have to imagine if Jacob and Rain were here, they'd probably be in the 114.1s by now because they're absolutely cracked. But I'm, in some ways, I'm happy they're not because we get this nice close little battle with 2 minutes 40 left in this qualifying session. Let's try and find, is anyone on a lap?
AOR Minx.
AOR Minx, yeah. Interestingly enough, I didn't believe this until I actually checked it. Despite the fact Minx is in, I think it's like P8 in the championship, he hasn't actually made the top 10 at any point so far this season in qualifying, which is impressive considering his championship position and how regularly he is in the points. But he's coming round into the final sector with Andrew and Big Boy both having retired. Could this be the time he's going to break into the top 10? Turns it into the final corner through the Peraltada, gets the traction down on the exit, and once again taking that shortest run to the line. It's a 16.9, and that does just get inside that top 10 for now. But Josh Bowman still yet to do laps. I imagine he may have to improve if he wants to stay there.
Yeah, I think the big thing there specifically from really, I think the biggest thing from AOR Minx there was that he got the middle sector really good. I'm just going to quickly have a look at the sector times. So Jack, his first sector was a 28.3, and if we look at WOR Valtteri, it's the same from WOR Valtteri as, wow, WOR Valtteri actually went faster in the first sector compared to Jack.
I am just going to interrupt here. Zeniti's going around the final corner. He's apparently half a second up on his 115.2. Comes up to the line, says 14.5. What a great lap that is. Wow.
I never saw that coming. I actually never saw that coming. That is a good lap.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I just flicked through and I just happened to notice on the timer that he was half a second up. That is an incredible lap there from the Haas driver, and it's going to take a lot to beat this. You can see a load of drivers starting to pile up in the last sector, all getting ready for their final laps. Is anyone going to be able to beat that? Josh has just gone up to P3 with a 115.179. That makes 3 drivers now within a tenth of a second there.
Elite is on a lap. He's currently roughly about 3/10 up.
7 tenths. 7 tenths up now through the middle sector.
Wow.
This, it could be a very good lap. It may not be enough to chance a Zenity because that is an absolutely cracked lap that he has set there. Blood is retired, so he must have invalidated. Oh, and Risk has invalidated it. He invalidated it on that little kink. Has he got enough ERS to go for another lap? He's going to have to try it. That lap would have been enough for P2 for the Haas driver, so he's going to be devastated with that one.
Now, currently there's only one driver without a lap so far, and that is the driver of Bowman currently, who was coming through sector 2. He's set fastest, not sure if that is real or not, but he looks like he's on a really good lap so far. Absolutely perfect through this sector 3 and sector 2 by what I saw. Now coming into the last corner, it's all about getting the apex and getting the grip as Zenity retires. Does he think he's got this? No, he doesn't!
Oh my word. I mean, we know Bowman is quick. Those of you who have been following this tier, Bowman third in the championship at the minute. But what a lap that was. I didn't think anyone was going to get anywhere near Zenity's lap, so I'm very impressed with that. Leighton's coming up to the line, but he has invalidated, so it will be his teammate next who has also invalidated, so that's really helpful. Jack.
On a lap.
Yes,
on
he
a
is.
lap at the
I
moment.
think Patrick is ahead of him on track, and he's not invalidated, so we'll go on board with Patrick for now. Is Risk on a lap as well behind? No, he's invalidated. So what can Patrick do then on his debut in for the in the Ferrari? Comes up to the line. Is a 15.158. He goes up into P4, but we'll get on board with Treat, like you said. What is he doing through the final couple of corners? He may be the last person to cross the lines. He comes over. It's a 15.6. Puts himself into P9 and does, unfortunately for Minx, knock him out of the top 10. So his wait continues for a top 10. But I believe that may actually be his best qualifying of the season. Yes, it is P11 for him. Keep an eye on him in the race, though, because like we mentioned, he is very, very consistent in the races. Keeps it clean. So he is definitely one to always keep your eye on. But pole position by the skin of his teeth goes to the Scotsman El Bowman, and this is a great chance for him in the championship to attempt to close the gap up to Jacob. Like we mentioned, 44 points behind heading into this race. There's 6 races to go after this one, so getting that gap down as much as possible while he can is going to be so important.
It will. I think good thing here is that although Minx put in a good lap, as we said, getting his best qualifying of his time in WOR so far this season, he has gotten onto that front load of drivers to just be outside of the top 10. He isn't 12th, he isn't 13th, which means he doesn't have any drivers to fight past on the mediums.
Exactly.
Although,
he's gone for that strategic
Big Boy
pole position.
is on mediums, though.
He is. Our little fan favourite, I have to say, between me and Steve. It's a little bit of a running joke, but our good old friend Big Boy, he's a fan favourite. He's got some decent drives under his belt so far this season, so I'm sure he is going to be very, very happy to be inside the top 10 on that medium tyre. And like we've mentioned, going to have to keep an eye on these guys because they will definitely have a role to play in this race on that alternate strategy.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, really. I think everybody in that qualifying, it came really close for, especially from, I would say, about 3rd down to about 5th or 6th. It was really close in that midfield. It was incredibly tight. But the good thing was that we've seen a few drivers, they've just pushed it a little bit more. But of course, this doesn't mean they'll be able to do that in the race so much. So we could see positions being swapped around, possibly fastest laps being with different drivers instead.
Yeah, 100%. As like I said, those of you who have been around the tier so far this season, you'll know HSR Rain, he has 3 pole positions this season. He's finished 1 race. So qualifying pace and race pace, 2 completely different things. So just because someone's done quick in qualifying doesn't mean they're going to be incredibly quick in the race. Obviously, we know that Bowman is, but some of these other drivers who are a little bit of an unknown, we'll have to keep an eye on them. We're going to quickly get all of the graphics up that we need. I think that is everything. Yes,
I'm just having a look at position changes, so for the start. But big thing for the start of the race is turn 1. That first turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3, very important, especially Bowman and Zinity. They're on the front row. They won't have slipstream. They won't, especially if they go side by side, they won't have any slipstream. And of course, there's no DRS, which does mean drivers like Jack and Patrick may close up behind and possibly go for the move into turn 1.
Would you like a little stat?
Yes, please, that would be very nice.
The run into turn 1, this is the longest run into turn 1 of any track on the calendar, 812 metres.
That's long.
That is extremely long.
It's almost a mile.
Yeah, it's nearly longer than some straights on the Formula 1 calendar. I don't think Monaco was a straight that long, so it's definitely going to be a very interesting run. And just because someone is on pole, like we said, just because Bowman's on pole, doesn't mean he's even going to be first by the time we get into the first corner. Although, in Tier 9 this season, the poleman has gone on to win the race 5 times out of the 8 races so far. So you have to say, form does say that Bowman will be in with a chance, but Zinity, incredibly impressive lap in qualifying. I'm sure he is going to be pushing Bowman all of the way. Interestingly enough, though, we have had race winners from 15th and 18th so far this season. So just because people aren't in the top 10 a little bit further down, there is always in Tier 9 a chance they could still get a pretty decent result.
Also, remember, it's Mexico. It's got high tyre wear, and it's also not really the widest circuit on the grid either. And there's a lot of overtaking opportunities, which does mean that it could leave the guys possibly in the top 3 a little bit weaker if they start to make a bit of a gap between each other.
Indeed. I'm not sure if Patrick is decent, because his car, for me at least, is in the middle of the grid. Oh no, he's in the grid. Oh, there we go, it's all good. So here we go then, as we get ready for the Mexican Grand Prix. It's 5 red lights in Mexico City, and lights out, and away we go. And it looks like a pretty decent start from the team in front. Bowman still has the lead. Jack has got a decent start. He's side by side with Zinity already. Who is going to be able to get into that slipstream? Because that could be so crucial with Bowman. It looks like Zinity's going to try and go up the inside. Is he going to be able to send it? No, he's not. Can Jack hold it around the outside? Got 3 wide in the background. Absolute chaos already in this Grand Prix. But Bowman, perfect start for him, and he's got a jump over everyone already. What a good start that was for Bowman.
I just want to have a look back with a little bit. Big Boy has lost 2 positions so far on those mediums, but it's still side by side with quite a few drivers at the moment, especially between WOR, Valtteri and Prix as they go side by side, and still they're side by side being pushed off the circuit. But WOR Valtteri does get into 7th place.
Indeed,
now Patrick has lost out 2 positions as well, but Ludd, 2 positions up from Ludd, so a very good start for him today. Really what he needed to get back into a chance for the win.
Indeed, the Super Swede is very quick, and away from the lights it looks like he's got a fantastic start. Interesting to note, you can see there the bottom 4 drivers, so Leighton, Big Boy, Minx and Andrew all have gone for that alternate strategy. Obviously Big Boy had to because he started inside the top 10, but it's interesting to see that all 3 of the drivers who didn't start in the top 10 have all elected to go for that alternate strategy. As we come down at the end of the first lap then, to run you down the order, Bowman is your race leader with Zinity in P2, Jack P3 just ahead of Josh. We have got Patrick right in the slipstream of Ludd. They're going to go side by side into the braking zone for turn 1. Can Patrick hold it around the outside? He's certainly going to try. He's got the inside for turn 2. Is Ludd going to be able to hold it? He thinks about it. They're still side by side. Great driving through that first sector, but that's going to allow Valtteri now to try and get a run on them as he tucks into the slipstream of the Ferrari as we come down towards the turn 4 and 5 complex. Who is going to come out on top there? Ludd goes very late on the brakes. Can he hold it around the outside of the Ferrari of Patrick? It looks like he can. A little bit of contact there, and some more on the exit. Oh my word. Is Treat going to be able to take advantage of this? Oh my word, absolute chaos here. Treat's up 2 positions. Valtteri's just overtaken off the track. I imagine he may have to give that position back. Looks like he has through there. Oh my word.
Trouble now.
Yeah, Ludd's off. I think Leighton had to go off in the background there. Absolute carnage through this middle sector. You really shouldn't be trying to go side by side, but people are trying it. And I think everyone has just about got through there without any damage.
I think the Haas lost the front wing. I believe Elite lost a little bit of his front wing. I believe, I'm not 100% sure. I did see something white fly off of car. Looks like it could be Ludd instead.
I was going to say, I can't see any damage on his front wing. It may have been a polystyrene board, I'm not too sure. Is Ludd peeling into the pit lane? Yes, he is. So unfortunately for Ludd, the Super Swede, like we mentioned, got such a good start, but he's now into the pits. And he is going to have to pray for a safety car at this point. 3 laps in of the 36, and he's already having to come into the pits.
I have to say, from now on, because there's small gaps now between drivers, and we may start to see, until DRS sort of is really being able to be used, we may not see much overtaking. But definitely, I have to say, one person I've just realised who's climbed up the grid is ETSR Leighton. He has gone up 4 positions, most out of anybody, and he's P8 at the moment. What a good start.
Incredible start from Leighton. We've not seen him for quite a few weeks, to be fair, as Treat is the first person to pick up a penalty for corner cutting. Very easy to do, and I don't imagine he's going to be the last one in this race. But yeah, as you mentioned, Leighton, we've not seen him for a while, but he was very quick in the races we have seen him in. So he's very happy with that. I think he did say in the chat that he did a 1:14.1 in practice, but obviously he wasn't able to do that in qualifying. But he's going to be pretty happy. P8 on the mediums, definitely room for improvement. And like we said, see how the strategy plays out. But on lap 4 now, DRS is now enabled, and Zinity is going to be trying to use that to stay on the back of Bowman. And can the 2 of them get away from that McLaren of Jack, who is just outside the DRS range at the moment?
And here goes WOR Valtteri going to the left. Very easy move, especially with the extra straight line speed of DRS, especially here at Mexico. It just brings another about 8 to 9 miles an hour, especially with slipstream. So it does pull you a lot closer. But Zinity has closed up by around over a second up to Bowman. I'm not sure if he has been using much ERS. I can't see.
Let's have a look. They're on about the same ERS. So Bowman has 45% and Zinity's on 43%. So they are very evenly matched so far. Obviously, I think the DRS down that main straight probably made quite a lot of difference there. I think from memory, Zinity gained about 0.4 of a second, but Bowman has picked up a penalty as well. And like I said, he's not going to be the last one. It's very tricky for track limits, but you don't want to be getting penalties already on lap 4 of 36. Such a long way to go in this race.
Yeah, I have to say, from the race that I did last night commentating on, somebody had 30 seconds of penalties. That's
what?
Yeah, they were allowed to drive until they got disqualified. They got like 35 seconds of penalties. But it's a very good circuit. I think it's one of the best circuits on the calendar. But looking back further through the grid, as Elise is going to do the double move. He's just done the double move.
Tried to get a camera angle of that, but Cody's decided to put me on the front wing, so didn't quite manage to catch that. I know Elite may be a bit upset.
Really good. Riding on board, it was really good. He got past Prix, who didn't have DRS, but he also got past Leighton, who sort of let off a bit. Leighton is very low, as Lud's DNFs, obviously not feeling like he can catch up in this race.
Yeah, so unfortunate, very sad to see. Obviously, we do like to see everyone compete to the end, but yeah, he was quite a long way behind, so I can understand why he has chosen to do that. Interesting to note, we seem to have 3 distinct groups here. We've got the leaders, and Jack is slightly starting to fall away from the leaders in a bit of no man's land. But we've got Bowman and Zinity out front there, pulling away nicely. Jack, like mentioned, that bit of no man's land, and we've got this incredible train behind Josh with Patrick in the Ferrari. We've got Valtteri, Elite, we've got Leighton and Treat all in there, and then the 3 medium runners are starting to fall away from that pack a little bit now. We obviously don't have the DRS, so that is definitely going to be hindering them a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see how they come into play, because in the next couple of laps, you have to say that soft compounder tyre is definitely going to start to fall away, and those tyres may start to phase in just that little bit better. I believe Bowman and Zinity may have just been side by side for the lead there.
I'm not sure, as there's a yellow flag which will stop Zinity from making the overtake on Bowman if he did get close enough. Patrick is really close to Josh here, pricing over 4th place. Is he going to go for it? No, he isn't, due to yellow flags, as Valtteri is also pretty close. Few penalties starting to come here with both Alpines with both 3-second penalties, and Leighton with a 3-second penalty and Tree with the 3-second penalty. But on the side of tyre wear, I have to say, I think it's the mediums last about 6 or 7 laps longer, as Tree and Leighton both get another 3-second penalty.
Yeah, we've just seen that. So Tree and Leighton both up to 6 seconds now already. That's definitely not what they will have wanted, excuse me. But Josh really is starting to hold up this pack now. We've got a train of about 5 or 6 cars here, all battling over 4th place, and I imagine it's just going to be a matter of time now down this straight. Patrick has got almost double the ERS of Josh, and of course will have the DRS down the straight, so I imagine...
Here comes Zinity. He's going for it, is he? Nope.
No, he's just playing together. They're playing nice for now, I imagine. Is Valtteri going to try and pull off the double overtake here? He swooped past the Alpine. He's not quite going to be able to get past the Ferrari. But oh my word, Josh has absolutely sent that around the outside. Got to be careful not to make contact on the exit. He goes off the circuit a bit, and that's going to allow the Haas of Elite risk there. Can he pull off another double overtake in this race? Is he side by side? Is he with Valtteri? Not quite. But we've got Leighton sending it up the inside. He goes for the double overtake as well. Oh my word, these guys very, very impatient. They're absolutely sending it, and we do love to see it. Yep, 3 wide. Oh my word, the 3 wide. Leighton thankfully ghosted a little bit there. Oh, please don't go 3 wide into here. This is going to be a little bit of carnage. Penalties galore, and Leighton's off, I think. Is he? Oh my word. Risk is out. Leighton isn't. Has Leighton got away with no damage from that?
I think so.
He may have done, and we have a safety
really
car.
Bad internet. He does have. It does show his connection is really bad at the moment. But this has changed the strategy for everybody now with the safety car. This means the soft runners can pit early and get onto the mediums.
Zinity has just tried to overtake Bowman, come into the pits. That was interesting to see. Let's hope that whoever set the lobby up has turned the esports pit assist on, because I imagine some teams might get a bit screwed here.
Well, I have to say, if Zinity had overtaken Bowman, he would have gotten a 5-second penalty if he didn't give the place back. as Big Boy takes the lead of the race. One of the medium runners, F1 Andrew, is he going to get in front of Jack? No, he isn't. He's going to be P5. Looking for another medium runner. There is nobody else who
No, I
were on the
believe
mediums.
AOR Minx has come into the pit, so he's come off the medium. Potential there that he could then just go onto the hards because he has now changed compound. Or maybe back onto another set of mediums if you think they can last. Can't see him realistically wanted to use those softs.
Yeah, I think he's pitted too early. It would have been better if he had been on old mediums, because 8-lap old mediums around this circuit, you will see maybe 2-3 tenths in difference across each lap, even without DRS. But it's not going to be but because the track is quite tight and there are lots of areas, we'll only see really overtaking on the straights, and that's really the only sort of thing that will let down, for instance, players like some of the drivers like Big Boy and Andrew. But it all comes down to really straight line speed, because if they're the fastest in a straight line, that will of course help them.
Yes, indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are enjoying the race. Make sure you join the conversation. Let us know, if you're on Twitter, use the hashtag WOR Season 12 and let us know if you are enjoying this Grand Prix, or if you are in the chat, do drop your comments. We do, well, I know I do at least. I'm not sure if you do, but we do have the chat up. So if you have any questions, you want to make a point, please do drop them in the chat. We are all about fan engagement here at WOR. And usual YouTube stuff. If you are new,
So
make
yeah,
sure you subscribe.
if you can't you just cut out all of a sudden.
Did I? Oh no. Is my
Yeah.
internet? I hope my internet's not playing up.
I
Well-
was just like, what do I do?
Oh,
I wasn't sure if it was still picking up on your screen or not.
Yeah,
I was just
I
like,
could still
oh
hear you.
god.
Oh no. Right. Well, I'll do the whole spiel again. If you, in case you didn't hear it, because my internet's decided to play up. If you've got any comments, please do leave them in the chat, or go onto Twitter, use the hashtag WOR Season 12, and we can get you guys involved, because like I said, we are all about fan engagement. And if you aren't new around here, please do hit that subscribe button. We have recently hit 2,500 subscribers here on the WOR YouTube channel, and your support is always greatly appreciated and is what helps us put these kind of events on. We wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, so thank you very much. And yeah, please subscribe if you are enjoying it.
Yeah, I have to say, from even just my few races in WR, even in tier 4, whatever tier anybody's in, it's always very close and very good. Also, just think about joining the Discord if you want to get into some sim racing, or league racing, whichever you want to call it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've done, a season and a half? Obviously, I had to pull out of this season, as I mentioned the other day, but, the racing is incredible. I've enjoyed it so much. It is, apparently, I am a goat. Not so sure about that, John Boy, but that may be stretching it a little bit. Season and a half, I won 2 races, but, safety car is in this lap, though, so it saves us having to waffle a little bit, as the drivers are now going to have to try and warm their tyres up. We know one thing with what was introduced into the game. They can no longer burn the tyres up and do burnouts under the safety car once it's coming in.
Yeah, very unpopular update.
I hate it. I actually hate it. It's the most annoying thing in the world.
Because what it does is also what seems to always happen is the people towards the back, they don't get the speed limiter. So they just go into the back of something all of a sudden.
Oh yeah. I think the worst one I've seen is the leader.
And here they go.
The leader just before the line of the race.
Oh
my word! Big boy, what have you done?
Not another safety car, please no.
Oh no.
As Josh is coming in, I'm not sure if he got damaged or not.
Maybe
but that's
he's
10
just
drivers.
Maybe he's just
have.
banking on. Oh, he's got no front wing. That's why he's coming. But how has he done that behind the safety car? That's okay.
I'm not sure.
You do you, Josh. Anyway, back up to the front. Bowman has now re-inherited the lead. Zinity P2. We've got Jack all over the back of him, trying to weave about on the straight. Maybe to put him off, or maybe to
So here comes
generate.
Patrick on F1 Andrew, going round the outside.
Beautiful
As
little
Treat
move.
Goes on Valtteri as well. Are they going to go side by side? Yes, they are, into the double right-hander.
These
Don't
two have
say
been,
they're going to go too wide.
These two have been glued together. Please don't do it again, boys. They are going to go side by side. Here we go. Can they hold it? Jack has picked up a penalty. Yeah, very, very wide there. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't see any contact on my camera angle, but there may have been. But Valtteri is into P6, and he's one of the only drivers in this race, to be fair, not to have a penalty so far.
And Leighton's going on mints.
indeed. Leighton right around the outside. Oh, he may have just been off the track. Not too sure because his internet looks like it's from Botswana. So not the best there. But Minx into P9, like I said, very consistent. All he's got to do is keep it on the track and he could come away with yet more points in this championship. He is currently in P8, he's only 1 point behind DJ Perks, who of course is not racing today, so there are positions up for grabs for the McLaren driver as long as he can just keep it on the circuit, which he has shown to be very, very good at so far this season. But out in front, it's Bowman, that man again in the lead, doing what he needs to do for this championship. And if he can just keep it up,
contact! Further back in the grid, as F1 Andrew did have some contact. I'm not sure if he has damage or not. I'm not sure. I think he got hit on the back of his car. I think somebody else does have damage. I'm just trying to find them. I'm not sure which car it was actually. Possibly they didn't get damage. I'm just not too sure. But currently,
didn't see it on my end.
No, it's just Andrew got pushed off by, I believe, Leighton, who we do know seems to not have the best of connections at the moment, and who didn't get damage in the huge crash.
I'm going to say Andrew has lost about 0.4 of a second through that middle sector, so he may have a bit of damage. I'm not too sure. There's nothing visual on his car, but we know the game does like to give you damage and not show you, so he may be peeling into the pits at the end of this lap. We'll have to have a look. But the leaders onto lap number 12 now. Is Andrew coming in? No, he's not, so maybe he's just a little bit slower than those guys in front. Minx up to P7 though, like we were just mentioning, keeping it clean again without a penalty, so he's going to gain a few places. Valtteri as well, but up in front, those two once again for the second time this race, starting to gap Jack a little bit and leave him in a little bit of no man's land, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, I have to say that the entirety of the top four are exactly the same as they did in qualifying. So of course that is going to be it's a bit strange seeing everybody in the same order in the top four, but still I think the top two are sort of on their own pace level, while P3 and P4 are just sort of on different levels. I think from that top four, I would say on a lap to lap basis, I would say there's about 0.4 to half a second difference between first to fourth, possibly trying to save tyres a bit.
I'd agree with you. I think Jack's probably 1 or 2 tenths off. He's just that little bit of raw speed he's just missing. We do have another yellow flag and another retirement. Treat has binned it through the middle sector. Where has that happened? Oh, he's blocking the circuit, and we have another safety car. And we're down to 9 runners as well.
This was like yesterday.
Oh dear.
Safety cars do spoil the racing, of course, but it does bring out some strange strategies from some drivers, as Leighton and Andrew are both going into the pits, possibly for hards, as Andrew picks up a 5-second penalty.
He's going to be fuming with himself for that. But we're going to see, did anyone pick up damage? Doesn't appear, so Leighton has not changed his wing, neither has Andrew, so they must have got away without any damage from that little collision.
Yeah.
So very, very lucky. I imagine Jock will probably come into the pits off those soft compound tyres. I know he's only done 4 laps on them, but that's a little bit
Leighton is onto the hards.
So,
that's what Leighton has gone on to. Bit of a strange tie at the hards around the circuit. They don't.
Strange is one word. But also terrible.
Yeah, but although they seem to have higher grip at Mexico than other circuits.
Yeah,
they
I'd agree with that.
Closer, but also I can't lie, but weirdly the tyre wear is a bit strange. It just seems to differ from, I don't know why, but it seems to differ a bit from car to car.
I can't say I tested that.
I actually tried this out a few weeks ago because I realised this about Mexico earlier this week on how just tyre wear seems to be a bit strange, and it does seem like 1 or 2 cars do seem to get a bit less tyre wear than the others, but it's not a big difference. It's 1 or 2%, which of course isn't that big, but still I think it's going to be close. If there's another safety car, even a 4th one, every time that there is a safety car, the grid is closing up again, and it just means closer racing, and it means it's going to be more fun for everybody.
One thing I have noticed, which is rather fun, Leighton doesn't appear to be wearing a helmet. Got that good old glitch. Andrew and Minx are both coming back into the pit, so I imagine they're just changing compound to make sure that they apply with the rule. Just have to use 2 different compounds. No, Andrew's putting another set of softs on apparently. Oh, he served his 5-second penalty. That's what he's doing. That makes sense.
I just want to say, Leighton, you're against the rules, mate. with no helmet, he's going against the rules. But I think he'll be okay. If he crashed at 200 miles per hour, it's his own fault.
I think Andrew is going to slip down to 9th place, so he is last now.
Whoa. I just saw a load of lag coming off of Leighton. Okay, both
honestly,
the Leightons are really laggy.
Leighton does have notoriously bad internet. Valtteri's not... Oh! Have they just collided, or was that lag? No one got a penalty, so... Wait, what's going on? Oh! Oh, Patrick, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I caught that.
I don't mean to laugh.
I do.
He's just like driving along and it's like, goodbye. I want to take a new route. I see a new track layout.
Oh dear.
Oh, poor Patrick. But to be honest, he is behind two not particularly fast Mercedes. He is faster than both Mercedes, so he might be able to get past them relatively easily.
You say that, but we've seen how much they're lagging about. It's easier said than done. But we do.
They're going to be on the other side of the circuit.
Yeah, 100%. The safety car is in this lap then, so everyone once again weaving about, trying to get some heat into those tyres. And when is Bowman going to go? He did a perfect restart last time. Josh had overtaken Minx briefly there. When is Bowman
I just want
going
to
to
say, Bowman, Zinity and Jack all have 3-second penalties, but WOR Valtteri doesn't. So at the moment he will be in for the win. 9 seconds of penalties to Leighton and 3 seconds of penalties to Patrick. And also 3 seconds of penalties to FRT Josh.
Indeed,
just having
Bowman.
a quick rundown.
Yeah, Bowman taking a very slow restart there, and he's put Zinity under a little bit of pressure. The top three, once again, have managed to get out the rest of the field, but Zinity having to use a lot of ERS here to fend off Jack. Is Zinity going to be able to go for the move? He's pulling out of the slipstream slightly, sends a dummy, pretends to go to the left. He's up the inside now as the two leaders go side by side to turn one with the two Mercedes battling in the background. Zinity sends it into turn one. Has he gone a bit too deep though? I think Bowman's going to try the up and under, try and get a better run off the third corner. He's going to pull out the slipstream now. Are the two leaders going to go side by side? Not quite yet. And Zinity is up into the lead on his debut. That is not what Bowman will have planned for on that safety car. Restarts and make contact. Jack in the background has hit Bowman. And, oh my word. Bowman is now down to the back of the field. He's going to be fuming. Oh, Bowman is going to be livid with that one. I had a backward shot from the back of Zinity. Oh no. Internet altogether, please. I think Jack has got... Yeah, Jack's lost half a front wing. Very slowly through that middle sector. This is not good for Jack.
As Bowman goes on, Andrew perfectly pulls past. Here comes Bowman on Minx. He's had a pretty fast return to getting up into a few better positions. We know he is the fastest man out on circuit at the moment, possibly even second fastest. Bowman gets another 3-second penalty, which now means he has 6 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, so I imagine
strange.
There's a very angry Scotsman under that crash helmet right now. I think Jack just outbraked himself there, went straight into the back of the Alpine. We got a beautiful camera angle of it.
But I just want to have a look. Does he have a helmet though? I'm just trying to see. But yeah, Leighton still being a bit unsafe with his racing. But I have to say, just looking further back, Jack is in the pits at the moment. Bowman and AOR Minx side by side. Bowman goes round the outside and gets the inside for the next corner. He holds on to it.
Forces Minx a little bit off the circuit there, but he did have the position, so he's perfectly entitled to do that.
Altogether,
Back up
Bowman,
to P6.
P6. Very good. I have to say, Zinity is now pulling away a load as WOR Valtteri gets his first penalty of this race, which I believe he is one of the only drivers not to have a penalty, but now does. He's racing really well, but now he will finish P2 at the moment, which will be, of course, very good for Mercedes. But I have to say, I'm a little bit worried for just two drivers in the bunch. AOR Minx is dropping through quite quickly. He was about 4th or 5th. He's now dropped down to 7th, and possibly he might drop down to 8th with F1. Andrew coming closer and closer. Is he going to go for it though?
I'm not sure he is. Not using his ERS, no. He's just going to tuck in behind. Like we mentioned, Minx, he's not really had the raw pace so far this season, but he's in P8 in the championship. I think, is it P8 or is it P9? It's P8 in the championship,
P8.
and he's there for a good reason. Haas #1 we've got in the chat. Yes, Haas currently in the lead, and I think Zinity played that restart to perfection, got the lead, and seeing his two main rivals in this race absolutely bottle it, I think he's definitely the man in pole position now to try and win this Mexico City Grand Prix, as it is now called.
Yes, I think currently Zinity absolutely putting in some really good lap times. He's pulling about, currently he's only pulling about 2 to 3 tenths away from WOR Valtteri on an average lap. But WOR Valtteri has seemed to step up the pace a little bit more, and so has Leighton and Patrick, as it seems like everybody has just sort of gotten into a bit more of a DRS line, especially from FRC Josh and Fifth going all the way up to WOR Valtteri, are all in a bit of a DRS train. But as we say that, WOR Valtteri's teammate Leighton is coming up very fast behind. Is he going to look for it? No, he isn't. Not yet, but is he going to try and get the switchback going into the next few corners as F1 Andrew does get past AOR Minx? But back to this fight for second place. Will it be a swap? Will it be Valtteri, it's James? Is it going to be that sort of incident? But no, it isn't. Valtteri himself wants to stay P2 at the moment. He does also have less penalties as Leighton is on 9 and Valtteri is on 3. But I just wanted to say, I think at this point the drivers are just going to be trying to manage their tyres a little bit more, because they're going to be getting a lot more worn. Even with the 2 safety cars, they're still going to be getting worn at this point. And you can see the pace has dropped quite a lot just on lap times. They've dropped about half a second a lap compared to what they were doing at the start when they were on mediums.
Yeah, 100%. But we have to remember as well, Leighton is of course on that hard tyre, so that, like we mentioned earlier on in the race with the soft and the medium, I imagine they are going to start to phase in as the race goes on. Interesting to note that Leighton has been using an awful lot more of these ERS than Valtteri had. He was below 10% towards the first corner on the end of the last lap, which is why I imagine he probably didn't go for the move, just trying to charge the battery up a bit. But is he going to go for it this time? Are we going to see the two Mercedes fight? No, we are not. Looks like they're just trying to play the team game at the moment and maybe try and secure that P2 and P3. Like we mentioned, they are in the fight for second in the Constructors, currently 3 points behind McLaren, and with McLaren having a nightmare down in P8 and 9, this is a good result for the Mercedes pairing in the Constructors Championship. Obviously, still a way to go if they want to catch AlphaTauri, but every single point gained here will be a gain, because of course we are missing Jacob and Rain from this event.
Yeah, I have to say, without those two, of course, the race was going to be different anyway. But if they were in this, I think it would still be pretty close. I think it doesn't matter what, but at this Grand Prix, at the circuit, it's always very close. It's, you know, you never see one driver splitting 1 or 2 seconds a lap away from the one in second or third. Generally, you see maybe, at most half a second a lap, because the track, it all just comes down to your driving style and how you drive with.
Yeah, 100%. It's surprisingly hard to overtake, considering obviously a 1.2 kilometre long back straight, 3 DRS zones. But it is really difficult to overtake around here. I don't think the Mercedes are going to go for it. Bowman is being held up here by his teammate, and he's used quite a lot of his battery as well. So he's not going to be able to get an easy pass on Josh, and I'm surprised, kind of surprised, kind of not really surprised, that Josh hasn't let him go, because Bowman, we've seen all season long, has had some incredible pace. But at the minute, the two Alpines not playing the team game. Josh is still in P5, as I've just noticed Leighton picked up yet another time penalty coming.
That's now 12 seconds. That's 12 seconds of penalties, which of course will hurt him a lot. But Bowman, I've just realised Bowman is really struggling to get past Josh at the moment. He's struggling to keep up currently. He has 6 seconds of penalties, as now WOR Valtteri also gets up to 6 seconds of penalties as well.
Yeah, Josh's gone a little bit offline there. Yeah, Josh picked up another penalty, I noticed that. He went a little bit offline coming through the S's. Is this Bowman's chance? He's going to switch to the inside. Is he going to go for the move? No, he's not. He still cannot get that move done on his Alpine teammate. He sends it, though, into the stadium section. They make contact, just avoid the Ferrari. I think the two of them a little bit interlocked. Contact made. Oh, my words. Not what you want to see. Rule number 1 of racing, don't make contact with your teammate.
Josh is out. He's out.
Oh, my word. He's so unlucky with that. The amount of contact there. And we have another safety car. Tier 9 does not disappoint.
Call this Safety Car Grand Prix instead of like the actual place. We should just call it Safety Car Grand.
Honestly, we've had so many safety cars in this tier. I think it was 5, I want to say. It might have been 4. I think the first 4 races of the season ended with a 2-lap sprint after a safety car at the end. Like, it's been absolutely crazy.
So doing an Abu Dhabi.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we made that joke, and then we had to make it for like 5 weeks in a row. It was a bit awkward.
Yeah. But currently, again, people may stop for another set of mediums potentially here. This is where strategy could come in again. I believe everybody will possibly try and stop for fresh sort of mediums or softs if they want to try and push it.
Yeah, I'd definitely expect Leighton to come in. We know with the safety car and the way it works, it will be out for 3 laps, including this one. So probably be in the end of that 23. That leaves us with what, about 12, 13 laps of racing. Maybe a bit long to go on softs, but if you want to gamble for another safety car, it could be a good call. But I imagine, like you say, most people will go for mediums. If they want to make a pit stop, I imagine Leighton definitely will get off those hard tyres. Although it will mean giving up a little bit of track position. So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Stat here.
Oh, here we go. We love a good stat here.
Currently, I'm trying to find who has the fastest lap because I can't seem to find anybody with a fastest lap at the moment out of everybody. No one's gone purple. It doesn't show anybody's gone purple.
For me, it says Jack has the fastest lap on a 1:17.169. Nice.
Yeah, I've just seen that now. I've just been scrolling through. But honestly, very good. He did get a penalty and a warning on that fastest lap, though. So, in a way, it could have been invalidated potentially, but it wasn't. Very good lap, very fast lap. So that was a 1:17.1. But if we look at the 2 fastest people on the circuit at the moment, so Bowman first, his best was a 1:17.8. 7 tenths off of that fastest time. But also Zinity did an 18.0, so 9 tenths off. So quite a big gap between everybody at the moment. But I've just realised someone, and that is AOR Minx has just he's just had a comeback all of a sudden.
He does this
to be
all
P2.
the time. He does this all the time. I'd say every single race, and everyone's like, "Oh, why are you mentioning him?" Because he's qualifies like 14th every race. This is why he's so good with the strategy. He still doesn't have a penalty. One of the only drivers on the grid without a penalty. He's up in P2. Obviously, it might be a bit of a stretch to try and take those mediums to the end, but if he can hold up some people for enough laps and get into range with the penalties, he's on for another great result. Now, obviously, Leighton is still in the lead, and if Minx can hold Zinity up a bit, he might be able to get a bit of a gap. However, he does have about 3.5 weeks of penalties, so it won't really matter in the end. Zinity's in P3, you have to say. I imagine he is going to be our race winner today. But interesting to see, Valtteri, Patrick and Bowman have all rolled the dice. They're going to try and take soft compound tyres 12 or 13 laps. It's a bold strategy.
Yeah, very, very much. I think this is, especially around this circuit, I would say Mexico City circuit, or whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it the Mexican circuit. It's unique in how you have to drive and tyre wear and actually pretty much everything it's unique with, and it poses a bigger challenge. It's not like, for instance, circuits like Austria and France that are roughly the same on tyre wear and how you have to sort of drive them. It's more, this circuit you have to drive a lot more differently. You have to sort of conserve just as a sort of natural speed. You have to more conserve instead of push like some other circuits.
Yeah.
But the softs are risky.
Oh, 100%.
But I think they could pay off. I think it all depends. I think at first try and save the softs for the first maybe 5 laps. Try and just hold back a little bit, and in those last 8 to 9 laps, start to push more and more, but don't push all of a sudden all the way. Just sort of ramp it up and start to close in.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they play it. Like you mentioned, are they going to play it safe, try and stretch these, or are they just going to go hell for leather? I imagine Bowman, like I mentioned, is probably not very, very happy at the moment. Obviously having a collision with his teammate, taken out after the first safety car by Jack. He's definitely going to want to try and make some progress, but what's he going to do? We've seen his race pace, not only in this race, but all season long. He is such a good driver in the race, as Leighton likes about a little bit there. Is he going to push? Is he going to try and make the moves, or like you said, is he going to try and play it safe and just stretch the tyres out and go for that little bit of an advantage lap by lap? Be interesting to see. But Leighton is guiding the cars around this final sector, so let's see how he can do on this safety car restart.
And I didn't get the message for the safety car was going in, so I thought it was going to be another lap. As they do get away, very close. Look at that mid.
Oh my word! We're 4 wide, ladies and gentlemen.
4 wide.
There's the thumbnail. Oh my word, Zinity is still in P3, but is he's going to have to pull out surely. Are we going to see a dive bomb from anyone else? We've got Zinity up the inside of Minx. Minx trying to hold it around the outside. He's going to be very careful through here. It's going to be a bit of contact. Just about survives. We've got a Mercedes popping over the curve there of WOR Valtteri. We've got Patrick. He's now going to be next in line to try and get a move done on that McLaren. We've got Valtteri trying to come back through. I think a bit of contact may have been made there on the rear end of that Ferrari.
Goes on Valtteri as well. Look at all of this.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I knew that Bowman was just going to send it. Bowman's trying to go around the outside of Minx through that double apex right-hander through turn 6. They're going to try and go side by side. We've seen this one before, but he does get that move done, and he's up into P5. Minx really struggling on those old tyres, and I believe his teammate Jack is next up. He, of course, is still trying to recover after that safety car earlier on in that incident. Is Jack going to be able to get past his teammate here? No, it looks like Minx is. We've got another safety car. Wait, what?
I'm confused. What happened?
I don't know. No one's crashed.
Yeah. Oh no.
I have seen this glitch before.
Yeah, me too. It's like you get like 2 laps of racing and then it goes again.
Oh.
But also, it's like after like 2 or 3 safety cars has happened.
Zinity's coming to the pits.
Possibly a smart move. Possibly he's going for soft.
But he
which I do believe he will.
He was leading. Well, he was behind.
Yeah.
Leighton.
Sadly, I don't want to be rude, but that's not the smartest move.
No,
because everybody else is already on soft, and they're not that old. They've been behind the safety car for most of it, so
yeah, he's given up so much track position there.
Possibly he could have gotten damaged. Who knows, really? With that, few people who've lost out. AOR Minx has lost out the most, I would say there.
Yeah, 100%.
But I have to say, F1 Andrew, he looked like he sort of had a little bit of pace, but in the race he's just sort of been... I haven't really mentioned him much, and I don't think we have particularly mentioned about him. A few moves, a few overtakes, but not that much, because he's just sort of been hanging in the back a little bit, waiting for other people to crash, which is quite smart, but it isn't particularly the best strategy.
Sorry. Sorry, I just had the Tier 9 chat open on the Discord. Bowman's just obviously mentioned that he thinks we've got the safety car glitch, and he's requested we do a restart.
Not this late. Oh.
25% in. I think not, Bowman. I've got places to be, mate. I've got food to make after this, so let's not restart. Oh my God! There's been a crash behind the safety car. Bowman's binned it.
Oh, Bowman. He shouldn't have been typing. That's his own fault.
He's
fault,
definitely going to want a restart now. Oh dear.
And if I have a quick look at the stops, Jack has had 4 stops in this race, and so has F1 Andrew. What is this strategy at the moment?
It's an interesting one. We'll give it that. Just a quick rundown of the. Oh, Patrick has left. Oh, we might need to invite him back. I will try and get him back in. Just because he is currently leading the race, it would be a shame if he.
I'll have. Do you want me to invite him back? So
it's alright.
Do a rundown.
I'm already in the screen. I've already sent it. So Patrick is currently. Oh, he has a penalty as well for ignoring yellow flags.
Bit strange.
I imagine that will probably get removed. I think that's just a glitch that goes on at the minute when
but
you
the
disconnect.
2 people who are going to be doing really well in this race is AOR Minx and Andrew. Although they both don't have the best pace, they're now on fresh tyres, and they don't have penalties, which means they could potentially get a podium.
Yeah, 100%.
Which would be really big. This is the whole sort of thing about this circuit. You have to put sort of pace and sort of position before, sort of like after, sort of strategy, because letting sort of going softer and going slower but not getting any penalties has now possibly just saved Minx's race.
Yep, it definitely has, and to be fair, this is something we've seen from him all season. Andrew, not so much, but I raced against both of these two last season, and this is something I've seen so often from them. It's so typical of the way they drive. They may not have that raw speed, but they are so careful not to get penalties, not to get caught up in incidents, and they just pick up points. They're very, very consistent. I know Andrew, last season, I think he won the Tier 9 Championship, and I think he only won about one race all season. It's purely consistency, and you know, he's very, very good at it, and he's picking up points, doing the job, and if he can keep it clean for the next 10 or so laps, he could get a very decent haul of points here. Bowman just let me know we do have the safety car glitch. Yes, we were aware.
Patrick is, of course, he is not in the lobby, which means WR Valtteri will now take the lead of the race, as Jack behind. Both WR Valtteri and Jack are both there, but Patrick, his AI, is taking the lead again.
Patrick Bot, let's go. Oh, Valtteri is into the lead of the race, so like you say, Jack is in P2. Jack and Valtteri both with 6 seconds of penalties. Leighton is in P4, he's got 12, and then Zinity is in P5, but only has those 3 seconds worth of time penalties, so if he can try and keep close.
Omen is going for it on Minx, he has done it.
He has
he
indeed.
finds himself back up into P5.
And he's got ahead of Patrick's ghost car. Oh, Zinity
cut off again.
Yeah, Zinity and Bowman get very close there. Patrick is restarting his game, so we'll try and get him back in as soon as possible. John Boy in the chat. Stuart's going to be busy in the incident room. Yes, I 100% agree with that one. It's going to be.
I wish I was the steward.
Yeah,
I wish I was.
Sometimes I do, because this has been absolutely mental. But we've the safety car.
Oh.
Yeah, the lobby's glitched. It's 100% glitched.
Should we do like a 5-lap race? Just, just sprint it at the end. Go, come on, go.
Yeah, set a lobby up and do a three-lap race. Bowman once again asking for a restart.
but they all have to do pit stops, so they have to start from the pits.
Oh, Leighton has pitted. Oh no, he's retired. I imagine it's because
damage.
Lobby glitch. Leighton. Yeah, it could be that actually. Leighton, is he back in the game? I'm not sure. His car doesn't look ghosted, but oh.
I hope this isn't going to be the rest of the race.
I think it might be, you know. Although Patrick's AI has just pitted him and put him onto mediums.
My sadness rating is going up. it was going so well, and then this happened. We don't get anything that actually does happen to a lot of servers, you know, desync and all of that. We get safety car glitch.
I know, yeah, honestly, I had a nightmare the other day, like it's mentioned before. I commentated on the Tier 4 race the other day. I think we got about 6 laps in, and then the entire lobby desynced. But it took 20 minutes to decide we were cancelling it, so I was literally just on air, by myself as well, didn't have a co-commentator, just trying to stall for 20 minutes. Valtteri's just driven through the safety car.
Bit wrong. I feel like, you know, social distancing there, need some distance.
Indeed, I believe they are currently trying to talk to Luke to see what's going on. I imagine the safety car glitch, I think, started lap 21. So...
yes.
Potentially...
I think we might get a restart here. I think we might get a 25% race.
Potentially, either that or 50% points, because I know... Because I was a tier coordinator for the first half of the season. I know that Luke put some new guidance up on lobby restarts. So it may be 50% points, I'm not too sure exactly, because I can't see it anymore, but yeah, we do seem to have some kind of lobby glitch here, unfortunately. But I'm not sure what's going on, so we're going to keep an eye on the Discord, obviously, while we see what's going on. See if Luke can try and get back to us nice and quickly, so we don't have to stall and waffle for half an hour again. It wasn't fun, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this is... hopefully it'll be quick, you know, a decision. I think we should possibly go to a 25% race and just add penalties on at the end. Potentially.
Yeah, true. Actually, that's something I didn't think about, what they're going to do with penalties.
I think what somebody should do is just jot them down and just go, okay, this will be added to your time. We're watching you.
I think the only issue with that would be if people have got, you know, say someone's on 2 warnings now, obviously that would get reset.
Well, okay. Yeah, that's going to be difficult. Possibly. I was thinking of possibly taking a screenshot of all of the warnings and stuff, so then we know for everybody what everybody has. But I don't think that would work too well. We'd have to send in 7.
Well, yeah, true.
But also plus with penalties that might get removed as well.
Yeah, true. I think the only thing we
that's-
can hope for is there is a safety car limit in the game, isn't there? I can't remember what it is. I think it may be 5. If it is,
this is the 5th.
This may be the last one in that case. We can only hope.
Hopefully. Safety car is in this lap, and don't come out again.
Yes, we've enjoyed seeing you, but please go away. In the chat,
Yeah.
this is a 2021 Jeddah. Well, honestly, I'd have preferred the red flags, to be honest with you.
No, this is the 2021 Belgium Grand Prix.
That didn't happen. What are you on about? It's not a race. Yes,
Yeah, I know.
WOR
This is what
Valtteri
this
is going to
is.
be leading the lobby from the final corner. He has a race lead. As you can see, we've got the penalties up, so we know everyone's pretty much on fresh softs now. So we're just going to keep the penalties up to the end of the race. You can see the situation. Jack is in P2, Zinity P3, but he is the net race leader at the moment. Unless AUR Minx can actually stick with these guys, but obviously we've seen so far.
But here comes Zinity. Mighty go for the move on Jack. He is.
He's going to try it around the outside. I don't think Jack's going to have any of that, though. He's going to hold him off for now. Bowman is sniffing all around the back rim. Patrick is thankfully back in the session, so hopefully he can get control of his car nice and quickly and can try and get onto the back and make some positions up for Ferrari.
I want to see Zinity and Bowman go for a bit of a fight on the track. I want to see this happen.
Well, we're seeing...
I think that'd be a great thing.
It really
Rivals.
would. We're seeing it slightly now because they are both being bottled up. Okay, so we have got confirmation in the chat. If the safety car comes out again, then the race is cancelled. No restart, maybe a rerun. So that's unfortunate. Jack picks up another 3-second penalty. The safety car had come out around here, but it's not come out. So thankfully, I think we have... No. Oh,
I give up. I give up. You jinxed it. You're evil. What's happened there? Jack has just gone straight on and died.
Oh,
Why did you say it?
I thought he was safe.
I'm crying right now.
Oh, no. That's definitely going to be a clip, isn't it?
Yeah. Memes everywhere.
Oh,
We're gonna be ashamed. We should be ashamed. We're not. We're not commentators, are we? We're just idiots right now, jinxing everything.
But the safety car had come out at the same point every lap, so I was like, oh no, surely we're fine now. And the second I went, oh, we're safe, it came back out. Oh no.
No, I must keep that. I just put it on loads of things like somebody getting struck by lightning and say, no, it's not gonna happen.
Oh dear. Well, on that, we can confirm, unfortunately, the race has just been cancelled in the Discord. Half points will be awarded. So who actually wins? I think, does that mean Minx has just won this race?
Yeah, Minx has won.
Oh wait, hang on. No, apparently the race is now voided.
What?
And we'll see if it's rerun at a later. I don't know what's happening, to be honest with you.
Hang on, why don't we just let the final laps go by? Because it's lap 31.
To be fair, I think Leighton and Jack have both retired because of the glitch, so...
It was their choice.
Well, yeah, I know, but it would be a bit unfair. I know Jack retired because it was said in the chat that if the safety car came out again, it would be cancelled straight away. This is better than IRL F1. I mean, IRL F1, you
roasting them.
Oh dear. Yeah, not entirely sure what's going on. Unfortunately, there is a bit
Never
of confusion.
jinx it again.
Yeah,
never say a word again.
Well, I swear I don't understand how we've got another safety car.
Hang on, should we just let this one go by and then go again and see if should we just let every safety car just happen and we'll reach like 10 and we'll be like, yes, we did it! We're the first race in history to have 10. I think that'd be quite good.
It would be. Okay, so confirmation. The results will be taken from lap 25. I have absolutely no idea what the standings were at that point, so if someone wants to go back and just rewind
I think
the stream
Minx
a little
might
bit.
win. Minx or Andrew, I think, might win.
They may end up doing, because I think penalties will be cancelled. Oh, sorry, not cancelled, counted.
Yeah, so they're... Oh, that's... Oh, that was such a good race, though. It was turning out to be one of the best.
Yeah, it was, and somehow, out of all of it, I think AOR Minx may have just won this race.
I'm not going to say anything. We don't want to jinx it again with him, crash into the wall or something. But well done to Minx if he has won.
I believe
well done
he
to
has.
anybody
It
who has won.
It has been confirmed from the higher ups. The race results will be classified from the end of lap 25, which I think would have been behind the safety car, and so surely...
Minx or anybody.
It'll be Minx or Andrew, surely, because they're the only two who don't have a penalty.
Or Zinity, potentially. Potentially Zinity.
I have no idea how it's going to be calculated.
Yeah.
Well,
It's in this lap though. Let's just have these last few
yeah,
laps of fun.
we'll leave the race up for the last couple of laps for those of the people here. Obviously, I will be commentating Tier 9 next week, as I have done for the whole season. So I will let you know what the outcome of this absolute mess is and who wins the race, etc. But yeah, we're going to have about 4 laps of action just for fun, because this isn't going to count for anything.
If we do get 4 laps.
Well, yeah, the safety car's probably going to come out again like right now.
It didn't happen!
Yes, I've not jinxed it. Zinity's going to go for the move on Valtteri. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything, but they're going for the battle. Let's see who is going to come out on top here. Bowman in P3 is going to be probably even more aggressive than he was beforehand after that little incident. Is Valtteri going to be able to get the up and under? Not quite. He's going to use a lot of ERS in the exit though, but doesn't get the best of exits in comparison to that Haas. So unless he absolutely dive bombs it from Narnia, which he does not.
Go for it, just go! This race means nothing.
So, we've got someone in the chat. So the order at the end of lap 25, apparently Patrick was in the lead of the race. Valtteri P2, Bowman P3, Jack P4, Leighton P5, Zinity P6, Minx P7, Andrew P8. So, depending how close Minx was, I believe Minx may end up being the race winner. If he was
Patrick
with it.
and Andrew could get P2.
Potentially, it depends how many
The
penalties.
2 people who we thought would never get a podium or even points goes and just does it. just to rub it in other people's faces. Haha, we got you.
Yeah, I'll have to get a screenshot of those results.
Oh my god! We've gone for a lap!
We have! Woo! It's fixed! The only thing, I think, with those results, Patrick obviously was leading the race and has a 3-second penalty. The next person who didn't have a penalty was in P7. So, potentially, maybe, he might have snuck away with that one. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I'll have to play it back and have a look. Yeah, I have no idea how this is going to work.
Quadruple point to just finish the championship. I have to say, still, even with the disappointment of safety cars, we're still one of the best races I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's been absolutely crazy.
Close racing, 3 wide, into the S section, calamity happening everywhere. But we survived!
The usual carnage here in Tier 9. We've had it all season.
Smooth racing.
So
hang on.
Go on.
I've had a question from somebody because I just remembered this. Somebody, one of my friends, they wanted to know how do they become a coordinator of a tier because they were thinking of joining.
So when the sign-ups went live at the start of the season, there was an option on the sign-up sheet that if you wanted to become a tier coordinator, you just tick that box, and then they selected, a certain number depending on obviously what tier you were in.
Wow.
Ooh, okay, so the results are going to be taken from the second before the safety car got deployed, so that may actually mean that Minx doesn't win.
Who knows? We give up with this.
Honestly, I can't even. Oh my word!
On a straight.
Oh dear, what has just happened there?
Oh no, not another safety car. Please, no.
Oh, it can't come out now. It's coded that it doesn't come out in the last 2 laps. But Bowman was it Valtteri or Bowman who just killed Zinity there?
I think it's both.
Oh, that's a point, actually. I need to very quickly go through everyone's race director. and just check when warnings and penalties were given. This is going to be an absolute pain to try and send in.
I have to say, good racing though from this race. For the people who DNF'd even before the safety car problems, everybody who's just participated, well done to all of them. They all survived for a little bit. But being completely honest, it's been a good race. It wouldn't matter which way you put it. It's been a really good race. As Valtteri goes on Bowman, and could Patrick go for it? No, he isn't. I'm shocked that these guys haven't left. I'm actually a bit shocked by it.
Ah, they're just having a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got an awful lot of...
Oh!
Oh dear.
And Mix wins! Mix has won!
Oh, well this has been carnage, ladies and gentlemen.
This is WOR.
Yes, it is indeed. So
This is
unfortunately...
how we should just enter every race.
Yeah, so unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this race, once again, for the second time this week for me, has been blighted by game issues. So, GG Cody's, please make a better game. But that's going to have to be it from here. Looks like Valtteri is going to win on track on this one. Minx is going to be in P2, but obviously we don't know what's going to happen with penalties. Like I said, we will have to let you know. We'll have to let you know next week. Thank you very much for Epic for joining us. Obviously, you weren't meant to be commentator today.
That's
Got a very late call up. Thank you for joining us.
You were great as well.
I'm always
Send
very
me your
good, you mean?
address.
And as always, do you have a YouTube channel that you want to promote while we've got some people here?
Yes, my own. It's the same as my name, Epic Freestyler 8. Do pretty much the same content as this, but possibly without as many safety cars.
Indeed, and I believe you're just short of 100 subscribers, so if we can all go and show some support and get our friend over... There you are, Minx, but totally legit win in the chat. Yes, indeed. Yeah, but go over there, get Epic up to 100 subscribers, please. Show some love around this community. But thank you very much.
Smithy to 100. Get him to 1,000.
Indeed, that is a goal. Oh dear. But anyway, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. I know it's been a bit chaotic, but it's just the way the game is working at the minute, so unfortunately. But like I said, thank you very much. We will be back next week, as long as the game holds up and the tiers don't get cancelled. But obviously, check the WOR Twitter and they'll let you know what is going on over there. But in the meantime, I've been XSmithyX, Epic has been Epic, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much everyone, and good night.